I have here a standard wide lens from Fujifilm that I've used for over 3 years plus at least, both brand new. It is the 18mm f2 and I want to share with you my long-term review after many pictures with this lens on Fujifilm X-T50, X-T4, X-Pro C, X-T5 and so on. So let's talk about this now. Hi there, Tudor Matescu here. In this video, I want to share with you my final review, ultra long-term review of this Fujifilm 18mm f2. This is one of the first Fujifilm lenses. It has the original glass that it's in the Magic lens, the 35mm f1.4, and also I feel that it has the same glass recipe as the 60mm f2.4 from Fujifilm macro lens. So overall, these first lenses from Fujifilm are a great pair from my point of view with any Fujifilm camera, because the lens, it is very small. It's almost a pancake lens. We can call it a pancake lens without any problems. Of course, it's not as pancake as the 27mm f2.8 from Fujifilm, but it's pretty pancake-ish. So this lens, it's handling very well on any Fujifilm body, being X-T3, XM5, X-T5, X-T50, X-T5 and so on. This lens also pairs great with Fujifilm X-T30 Mark II, and I've always said if you want Fujifilm X100V, X106 replacement, use this lens. Of course, at image quality we will discuss about this lens, but regarding size, weight, light, gathering capabilities, it's a very practical and very useful lens. So regarding handling, I have just words of praising this lens on any Fujifilm body. Now, regarding build quality of this lens, well, I really love the build quality of this lens. It is light, it is metal build, you have a very sturdy aperture ring. I was afraid when decided to buy, and I've bought it brand new, I was afraid that the aperture ring, it will be loosely as my second-hand copy of XF 35mm f1.4 Magic lens. But no, the aperture ring, it's even better than my new XF 35mm f1.4 lens. The aperture ring is very good. After 3 years it didn't lose at all, probably a little, but not by much. So yes, it's not as clicky as the first use, but it's pretty okay. Also, I was able to observe that this clickiness of different wheels and aperture rings on Fujifilm, it's changing in time. So this is happening also with the X-T50 dials, film dial, and also aperture ring, and also exposure dial. I feel that when you are first buying, you have more resistance to these rings and dials, but in time they are loosening a little. So have that in mind. But overall, after 3 years, I'm not complaining at all regarding the aperture ring. So build quality, I'll say 9 out of 10. Let's not give it 10 out of 10 because it's not weather sealed and it's not weather resistant. Now, how is the AF of this lens? Being a wide lens, the AF fits pretty good, especially on the latest Fujifilm bodies. Yes, on older Fujifilm bodies, I was able that people were complaining regarding AFC. Let's be serious, even a brand new lens on Fujifilm, you don't want to use it with AFC too much. You'll use it with AFC and with IAF when you know what you are doing. In a portrait shoot, you are not rushing, you are thinking. So with AFS in single mode, it will do the job very okay on different bodies, but it will be much better on the latest bodies like X-T5, X-T50, like X-T5, like Fujifilm XM5. So on these latest bodies with the latest AF, the AF fits very good. On older bodies like Fujifilm X-T4, I had some missed shots, especially in low light, even with AFS. But with the newer bodies, the AF fits pretty good. Again, not Sony AF, and it's not one of the best Fujifilm lenses when it comes to AF. But for street photography and for everyday photography, I'm not feeling that I'm missing shots. Because also we will talk again for who is this lens. So Let's address now the image quality of this lens. Well, the image quality of this lens, it is very good regarding the 24-26 megapixel sensor. So at f2 it's resolving nice. The 24-26 megapixel sensor is not very sharp, but again you have that glass, that it's a magic lens, and the portraits are pretty okay. I would say they are popping if you are getting it close. So you'll get pretty nice portraits if you know what you are doing. On the 40 megapixel sensor, yes, it's a totally mess at f2 regarding resolution. But if you use the JPEGs, I don't know what Fujifilm is doing, but the rendered JPEGs from Fujifilm X-T5, X-T50, they are looking pretty good. But overall, yes, it's not resolving the 40 megapixel sensor, but if you close the aperture, it will have more power and more resolution. And this is where this lens is shining. This lens isn't made to be shot all day long at f2. You shoot this lens at f2 when it's low light, when you want some subject to background separation. But when you shoot this lens at f5.6 and f11, I really love a lot the rendered images. They are looking very nice. They almost look like a full frame Leica lens. You have some micro contrast, some pop from there to there. I don't know, you have some magic into the files. They are looking very, very nice, especially the black and white files are rendered very, very well. And I also use this lens for night architectural street photography, where I managed to get with Fujifilm X-T5 very nice images because of the IBIS of X-T5. So the lens, it's really delivering great images from f5.6, f8 and f11. I'm really liking it for this a lot. So regarding image quality, for what it is, it's okay. Of course, I would have wanted a Mark II with modern glass, like the glass that it's on the 35mm f2. But overall, at these given apertures, f8, f5.6, f11, even f4, I'm not complaining. It's doing the job. But at f2, don't expect Voigtlander glass or Leica glass or Fujifilm 33mm f1.4 resolution, contrast and details. It's doing the job for a picture that you'll look at it entirely, even on a big LCD screen. But overall, for what it is, size, weight, I think it's okay. Now let me address for who is this lens regarding AF speed, how I've said, image resolution, sharpness, size and weight. For me, this lens, I feel it's ideally for a documentary photographer. I was able to find some documentary photographers years ago that had some images, amazing black and white images of Romania rural side, and they were looking amazing. I was really curious to see what lens he used, and I was amazed when I discovered that he used Fujifilm X Pro 2 with this lens. So again, it's a really impressive lens for documentary work, for street photography, for everyday photography, for family photography, for holiday photography, for leisure photography. So this is a lens when you want to get a Fujifilm body, or you have a Fujifilm body that you will want to use as a fun camera. So if you want to have a Fujifilm body and lens that are fun to use for any kind of this photography, then this lens will deliver great images. Also, I've paired this lens with a mist filter, a weak mist filter, and I've got very nice images. So overall, it's delivering very pleasing images. And if you know what you are doing, of course, you can use this lens in wedding and even photography, but I will not invest my money in this lens. I would better get 15mm Viltrox f1.7 for this kind of photography, or get Fujifilm XF 18mm f1.4. But overall, for day-to-day photography, this is the lens that I incline to take when I want to get the Fujifilm color signature, the Fujifilm images, and when I want to have an aperturing, and when it's sunny out there, and when I want to do documentary photography with a wide field of view, and especially the 28mm field of view, because unfortunately we don't have other options on Fujifilm. So at this moment we still don't have other options. So the only 18mm lenses from Fujifilm are these two lenses, the 18mm f2 and the 18mm f1.4 from Fujifilm. By the way, if you want to make better photos, you must know that it's not about the gear, it's about composition, it's about light, it's about seeing with your eyes and pre-visualizing the picture. So for this, I've recently launched a course with my techniques to get better pictures. So if you want to learn to make better pictures and especially composition, why not join my Photography Academy? To get access to my course, you must be subscribed to my channel and join my membership Photography Academy level. When you'll have that level, you'll have access to my street photography composition course, where I show you how I am making the pictures and where I teach you how to make the same picture. So I'm telling you why a picture is good and why it's working and why I've decided to keep it in color or to keep it in black. So you learn lots of tips and techniques if you are joining the membership program. And more than that, joining my membership, it means that any premium course that I will launch, you'll have access to it. So join now my TM Photography Academy by subscribing to my channel and hit the join button from YouTube. So look here, which one would you take for street photography? It really depends on what you want to do. But if you know that you'll shoot at a close aperture, then this lens will really deliver. It will really deliver. Again, really loving the rendering. It is special. It is not as modern as this one. Also, this is nice, but a little more modern, a little more sharp towards a digital sharp. This is a little more organic. And again, I really loved to pair this lens that, how I've said, is not ultra sharp with a mist filter by night, but also when you have sunny days. So the rendering is really special. This is why I love a lot the Fujifilm initial glass that, how I've said, you can find on this lens and on the 35mm f1.4 and also on the 60mm f2.4 macro lens from Fujifilm. Also, this Fujifilm lens, it's a great pair if you want consistency in your pictures, how I've said, with the Fujifilm 35mm f1.4. So a really great pair, and more than that, light in your camera bag. So I'm really loving to pair these lenses with Fujifilm X-E4, with X-T50, with X-E5 if you have X-E5, because they are light. And you have a very light and ultra capable package, and not just capable but magic, special. That rendering, that color, that pop, that organic look from your images. And if you pair these lenses with a mist filter plus a Fujifilm recipe, you'll get magic straight from the camera. So really loving these lenses to be paired together and to be used for nice, very nice looking JPEGs. So I totally recommend this lens for JPEG work, for getting the shot in the camera on any Fujifilm body. So a lens that I love and I really don't regret buying it. What I would love is to see a new lens from Fujifilm, because I do feel that there is room for improvement. But overall, a lens that I really do recommend for the organic look and for the magic. So if you are liking content like this, please check my next videos regarding Fujifilm lenses and long-term reviews of Fujifilm lenses. Give it a like to this video, subscribe to my newsletter, subscribe to my channel if you aren't subscribed, and also please be sure to leave me your comments, like this video, and if you want to buy something from the gear that I'm using, please check my affiliate links from the comments and description. Thank you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.